see. There we go.
Good evening, everybody. Chris Schultz, Friday Night Victors.com. I am your host for our week 7 video picks. I am usually joined by Gary Hoff and Frank Vajner, but Gary has baby duty today. So it's just Frank and I. Frank, how you doing?
Doing all right. Doing much better since the Tigers won today.
Yeah, I was a little concerned when it was 3-0, and then they flipped the script on him, and now we got Scuba coming back on Friday, and all could be well in Mudville.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what time that game is going to be. It depends on if the Blue Jays eliminate the Yankees. So all I know is could be a case where I'm having to check for updates on my watch when we have dead ball action during our game.
Yeah, I thought I saw a time already, but I would think it would be later just because it's in Seattle, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, if the Yankees win, then it would be I think a 4:40 first pitch. If the Jays win, then it would be, I think, about an 8 o'clock first pitch. They just put the game in prime time.
okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So, well, all right, yeah, Tigers get a big win and we got week 7 picks going on. So, real quick before we get started, our sponsors, Remax Masters. Listen, if you're looking to buy a house or if you're looking to sell a house, you need to give them a call over there at Remax Masters and get them to list your home or tell them what you're looking for. And they'll be all over helping you out. One of the best in the business, one of the best Remax offices in the country. And then let's see who else. Green Meadows. Listen,
Yep.
might not be anything better than fall golf. Go out and golf. And if you're going to golf, go to Green Meadows and tell them the guys from Friday Night Victors sent you.
Yeah,
And
tell them
then,
especially I did too, because I know AJ and Dale and all those guys very well.
okay, and then we've got Bedford Septic, and if you've got septic issues or anything along that line, give those guys a call and tell them the guys at Friday Night Victors sent you. All right, please support our sponsors. We appreciate it, and they've made this possible over the years. So with that said, I guess we're going to jump right into our week 7 picks, and I got to say, Frank, every week there doesn't seem to be many upsets. Our picks are usually right around the same. It's been kind of an easy year. This week really doesn't look any different. I mean, it's just, I don't know. What do you think here?
I mean, outside of probably a couple games, which we'll get to, who it's been a pretty chalk heavy year. I mean, you and I were talking, and teams that are winning are either really good, and the teams that aren't are
Not
pretty
so much.
bad. There really is just no mushy middle of blog teams this year.
Yeah, it seems to be the haves and the have-nots. So, all right, well, let's just jump into picks right away, and this actually is an intriguing game, I think. But it is the Toledo, uh, whatever they call that league. What is it called, Frank?
Attack.
The TAC, right?
Yes.
Toledo Area Athletic Conference. That's it. Okay. I had a senior moment there, folks. All right, we got Summerfield 3-3 at Ottawa Hills, who's 2-4. Probably a must win for the Bulldogs here. Frank, what are you thinking?
I would have to agree there. I mean, Ottawa Hills is definitely down this year. Summerfield is kind of reeling after letting one get away from them last week. I think against North, I think it was Hilltop. So I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs to get a bounce back win. And hopefully they do have guys healthy. I know that Austin Taylor, the running back, got a little bit dinged up last week, so hopefully he can come back in action. If not, then it's probably going to be on Reese Calb to turn in a big performance.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs here too. I think they get a needed win. I think they're probably just a little bit better than Ottawa Hills. The game is down there in Ohio, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go with Summerfield as well. All right, staying in the same league. This is a I don't even know what to think of this matchup, but it is Erie Mason 0-6 at Whiteford 5-1. Your thoughts on this, Frank? This is I just
I get well since it's being played on Saturday. I may or may not go to this one just because I want to see Whiteford play this year before the playoffs hit. I mean, Whiteford, they're coming off a huge win over Eaton. Rocco Pillarelli, first game as a Bobcat, has 100 yards on the ground, a couple of scores. The Ruddy brothers continue to do what they do, but Whiteford's just a wagon offensively. And even though Erie Mason finally showed looked somewhat better her last week, that's way too much to ask for. So I'll take the Bobcats to win big.
yeah, I would agree with that. I just think it's just a down year at Mason, and I'm sure the kids are playing hard and they're coaching hard. But then they're at Whiteford, who's you know really intriguing this year. With the exception of that big loss to Harbor Beach, they look pretty good, and it'll be interesting. I would really love to see the matchup everybody else would love to see in playoffs in Division 7. I'm assuming you know what game I'm talking about, right, Frank?
Oh yes, and please, MHSAA playoff schedulers, do not put these two teams in the same district. Put them in separate districts so they can meet in a regional.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I think if they're in the same district, they're in the ssame district. If they're not, they're headed opposite ways, and I think the only way they see each other is late. But that's just me. So depends.
According to Snooze to Use projections, he had Whiteford going a little bit more westward, and team that we want to see them face kind of staying a little bit more east. So
Mhm. Yeah,
we'll
that's
see what happens.
see what happens. Okay. All right. Let's go to this is 5-1 Ida at 1-5 Dundee. I know you always say you can throw out the records when it comes to rivalry games, and I know you wanted this game to be later in the season, but they call this the backyard brawl, correct?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So give me your thoughts on this, Frank.
Well, I mean, I've been on both sides of this rivalry before, and I mean, last year when Dundee was really struggling and Ida was really good, we kind of thought it was going to be a blowout, and Dundee actually kind of played a lot better. I have a feeling that's going to be the case here because they're thinking, you know what, this is a rival, we're not going to do anything this postseason, so this is basically our playoff game. Hey, we can at least kind of play spoiler a little bit. So, I mean, I think Dundee's going to come out fired up. They're going to put up a fight, but I think Ida's just got too much Gavin Albring, too much Brody Lair, who's really come on strong late. So I'm going to take my alma mater, the Blue Streaks, to win. It'll be it'll be probably closer than most people expect, but they're going to get it done.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this game will be close at all because I think Ida can score and Dundee you call it, they have trouble running the touchdown play. So I don't think it'll be close. I think it'll be a hard fought game, but I don't think the outcome will ever be in doubt, and it'll be at least three scores, maybe more. So
I mean, that's probably what it will be. Yeah, it's just I just don't think Dundee's just gonna lay down and let Ida win by 50.
well, they might not lay down, but Ida could win by 50. So it'll be interesting to see. So all right, let's go to this is a barn burner, boy, all the way out in Ann Arbor. We got the Trojans of Monroe, 1-5 at Ann Arbor Pioneer, who was 2-4. I don't what do you think, Frank? One
Uh, I want to see Monroe pull one out just because I some of their coaches are friends of mine, and I want to see their players actually get something. But if Grady Brooks isn't healthy,
Hmm.
hey, I just have a hard time seeing it. I'm gonna go Pioneer. Probably gonna be close, but I think Pioneer wins this one.
Yeah, I agree. I just not sure how Monroe beats them, and I mean I hope they do, but uh I'm not big for home field advantages. But I mean, there are probably two teams that are a lot alike. I think Pioneer's probably getting a little better quarterback play right now. So I'm going to go with Pioneer as well. All right, staying in the SEC red, we have Ann Arbor Huron 3-3 at Bedford 3-3. I know which way I'm going on this game, but I'll let you go first. Give me your thoughts there, Frank.
This is a must win for Bedford because their final two games, holy smokes. Hugs, powerhouse in Saline, powerhouse in Cass Tech. So this is one that they absolutely have to get. I mean, Huron usually has talent, but I think Bedford is much better coached and much more disciplined. So I'm going to take Bedford. It's probably going to be somewhat close, but I also think that this could be a kind of a big game for quarterback Luke Whetstone. Just a feeling.
Okay. Well, I got the same feeling as you. I think Bedford's going to win this game. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be really close. It'd probably be a fun game to watch. Once again, I'm not big on home field advantages, but I think playing at home, Bedford can find a way to get it done. Maybe, maybe it's something like 21-20 or in and around that score, but I think the Kicking Mules get themselves a victory here. All right, let's move over to the Huron League. This is I still can't believe I'm saying this. Jefferson, 6-0 at Grozeal, who's 2-4. The Bears are obviously for real. I talked to a lot of people and they asked me, boy, is Jefferson that good? And yeah, they're that good. I don't think there's gonna be any doubt in this game, but go ahead, Frank, give me your thoughts.
I mean, at the start of the season, I'm thinking, okay, Jefferson probably walks over, but Groseal is on a winning streak in Huron League play for the first time in an odd year since 2015. Didn't think I'd be saying that. So I mean, but then again, Jefferson's can't be peeking ahead to that big Week 8 showdown with SMCC. Rob Boudry's got to keep his guys grounded. And I think it might just be kind of more of a business trip approach. Like, you know what? Let's just not put much out there. Let's go get the win, get out of here. Here, take care of business. So I'll take Jefferson. I don't see them winning in a total blowout. I think it's just more of a let's just win and get the heck out.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that. I think Jefferson's just they're gonna run the ball with Drake Jones as much as possible. Maybe sprinkle in a little bit of Boudry there. I wouldn't be surprised if he scores on special teams or defense. I did get out and see the first half of the Grozeal and Airport game the other day, and uh, it was a tight game. It was 7-6 Airport at halftime, and Grozeal kind of controlled the whole game and Airport or the whole half, and Airport scored on kind of a fluky 41-yard touchdown where the ball was tipped on, what was just a ball thrown up for grabs. But I thought the Red Devils had some players. I thought there were some guys who looked pretty good, and but with that said, I don't think there's any way they beat Jefferson. I think Jefferson's just laser focused on winning the next game. They seem to be doing everything right. They've got very good players. They have a superstar. They're big. They're strong. They're well coached. So I think the Bears get the win there. All right, next up, Huron League, Flat Rock, 3-3 at Milan, 1-5. Thoughts on this game, Frank?
Well, I don't know if Joel Scully is going to be back yet. I haven't heard anything, but I think this will be a get right spot for Flat Rock, so I'll take the Mighty Rams.
Yeah, I think they're just probably better than Milan. Milan's fallen on some hard times over there. They have some pretty good skill guys, and when I saw them, their line was just small, right? And they don't have the great speed or the just the great player that set them apart many times over the last however many years of the Jesse Hoskins uh, tenure. It always seems like he had a just a one great player, right? He always seemed to have somebody, and he's got some good players. He just doesn't have one of those guys. Flat Rock,
Yeah.
I don't know if Flat Rock's beat a good team, and they've lost to the three best teams they've played, and the last two really haven't been close. And uh, other than a good first half against SMCC back, what was that, week 2 or whatever it was. Uh, I don't know. Flat Rock's kind of struggling. It might just be as simple as their quarterback being out, but I do think the Rams get the victory here. All right, here's a big game in the Huron League. You got Riverview 4-2 at SMCC 6-0. I think I made the mistake of thinking maybe Riverview was down when they got blown out by Jefferson, but Riverview's turned around and just kept doing their thing. And I know I saw them week 1 against Utica Eisenhower, and I thought they looked really good, right? So maybe they are really good. Maybe that just means Jefferson's just really, really good, like we've been talking about. But I think this ought to be a pretty good game, and probably a game that'll be over in an hour and 10 minutes. Your thoughts, Frank?
I don't think it'll be over that quickly, but this is another one of those tricky spots for SMCC. I mean, Jefferson looming in a big showdown week eight, but I mean, if there's a coach I trust to keep his team grounded, it's Adam Kipp. He's gonna tell him Jefferson can wait. Let's handle our business. I mean, this Falcon team, they aim. It's probably gonna be another one where just go out, do your job, get out with a win. Now I don't know what that means. That means Brady Hines takes over running the football, or a big game from Cole Reinhardt, or maybe even Landon Barron has himself a nice game. But I'll take the Falcons. Just go have a business-like win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons as well. I think they'll win this game. I think it's going to be a good game, and I do think CC needs to be tested. They need to get in an uncomfortable situation. They really haven't been uncomfortable, I don't think, unless you go back to the first half against Flat Rock. And since then, they've just been really crushing people. So I'm going to go with the Falcons, but I think it'll be a good game. Uh, Next up, staying in the Huron League, is 0-6 Airport. Although at one point they were 1-5, and then they became 0-6 again, and we won't get into that whole thing. But I just know what their MHSA website said, and I know what Grosjean said as well. But anyways, Airport 0-6 at the Huron. I can't figure out the Chiefs at 2-4, other than you don't hear me say this very often, Frank, and you probably say it more than I do. I just don't think Huron's very good. I don't know any other way to say it. They're just not that good, right? They're just a so-so football team. Your thoughts?
Now, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, talent's there for them, but I think they've probably just got a little bit more than Airport, who is just a rough go for them. So I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Huron as well. I think it'll probably be a good game, right? Huron beat Grosjean in kind of what was a pretty close game, and then Airport and Grosjean were in a game, and I know you can't gauge things that way, but when watching Airport in the first half, they have some dudes, right? They got some guys. They're just young. Uh, I don't know. Their offense isn't particularly good. I think their defense is pretty solid considering they're as young as they are. But I think Huron wins this game, but I think it's a close game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets picked up their first win here. Uh, but we'll see. So, all right, with that, that brings us to our Remax Masters game of the week, and that is 6-0 Carlson at Woodhaven, who is 6-0 as well. This is the game I'm planning on going to. I want to get out and see Carlson play, and I'm a little intrigued by Woodhaven. I'm just, it's tough to tell when you're playing in the Downriver League because there's some teams that aren't very good, but I'm not sure if I'm sold on Woodhaven. And if for some reason I don't go to this game, I thought I saw on the schedule real quick. I'm going to ask you, Frank, is Celine playing Harper Woods this week? Does that sound right? Would they be in a
I
non-league?
do know they are playing each other this season, but I'm not sure if it's this week. It could be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I always look at games and I thought I saw that. And if that game's happening this week, I might go see that game because Harper Woods is really, really good. And I think Saline might have their best team they've ever had. So anyways, I know we're talking about Carlson, Woodhaven. Right now, that's the game I'm planning on going to. Give me your thoughts, Frank.
Woodhaven's truly a surprise of the Downriver League this year. And they're unbeaten. But I mean, Carlson, they're still the best until somebody dethrones them. And what have we said about Isaiah Wright? Dude's a non-negotiable. Well, this is a game where I think he's gonna have to probably play like he did against Notre Dame Prep, and they're gonna they're gonna feed him the rock a lot. He's probably gonna score at least 3 touchdowns. So I'll take the Marauders. This is a game I wish I could go to. Unfortunately, I've got to go wear the stripes elsewhere. So give me the Marauders.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Carlson as well. And it sounds terrible. I don't know anything about Woodhaven. My wife teaches over there in the district, and I don't know anything about them other than they haven't lost a game yet. And when I was looking at some scores a couple weeks ago, and then how they were last year, and last year they were below average at best. So for them to be 6-0 at this point, it's just a little bit of a surprise to me. But I'm gonna go with Carlson here. I think the Marauders win that game. So. Well, there are our picks. That was pretty quick, especially without Gary here. Like I said, Gary had to watch the baby today, and I'm sure that's a lot of fun. And but he'll have his picks up on the website on Thursday, and everybody can see those. Frank, before we get out of here, you got any parting thoughts? Where you at on Friday?
Well, I'll be doing some 8-man football again. I've got Waldron and Lenawee Christian, which I think is actually going to be a pretty decent game. I've had both teams this season. They're both very well coached. Coach Arms, who led Lenawee Christian to a couple of state championships. He's back there now.
Mhm.
I mean, man, Waldron, I saw them a few weeks back, and I never really known them to be any good. This might be the best team they've had in a long time, so it'll be a good game. Plus, it's Lenawee Christian's homecoming.
Okay, all right, and well, with that, I mean, I got.